Yes, my dear friends. It is what it is. It is what it is. Welcome back to the channel. This is Salon's blog. Well, I have said it in my first video, my earlier video for today. If you have not watched that video, go back and watch it. I said it clear, categorically, that Tottenham are in a race, seriously, and they've tabled their offer for Javi Simeon. Not long after, it came back to us that the deal has been sealed. Javi Simeon to Tottenham Hotspur. It's sealed. All signed between Spurs and RB Leipzig for a fee worth 60 million euros. Just as I said it here, fixed after agreement revealed overnight. Xavi has completed his medical and his contract is also now signed. Contract until 2030 plus 2-year optional. Ladies and gentlemen, Tottenham has strengthened this season. For the first time in a very long while, that Tottenham has actually bought players that you can think of. You know, even though they are performing, they are still buying kudos and stuff. And hey, I heard someone saying that, oh, Tottenham has hijacked Chelsea's 2 players that they wanted to sign, Kudus and Javi Simeon. Look, let me place it on record. Chelsea did not and place any offer on the table for RB Leipzig. We've been talking about Javi Simeon to Chelsea. Fabrizio Romano, 80%, 85% down. There has not been any offer from Chelsea for Javi Simeon. As at today, even when we thought Chelsea could hijack the deal, ladies and gentlemen, Chelsea has not made any offer. Counter offer, let's just say first offer rejected, second offer, or maybe trying to hijack the deal. Chelsea had not made any effort in that regard. And so that simply means that this man, they had another plan, which Fabrizio Romano spoke about, is it yesterday or earlier this morning, that Chelsea will not end if they could not sign Javi Simeon or Fermin Lopez. He was categorical. He said Chelsea have other options. Those options we are yet to know. Which other options is Chelsea looking at? Is it going to be Fermin Lopez or any other player? Ladies and gentlemen, we are yet to know. But honestly, I have no problem with Chelsea directors deciding not to sign Javi Simeon. I have no problem at all with it. Painful as it may be, because we've been following up on this case for so long, almost 2 months. Almost every day we talk about Javi Simeon to Chelsea. So, painful, yes. But we need to understand the most important factor is ensuring compliance with UEFA squad cost regulation. So that tomorrow, Chelsea will not end up being fined or point being deducted from Chelsea's UEFA, you know. Yes, directors are working on a solution that will be beneficial to the club. I believe so. These guys, for now, let's put our hope in them and trust that they will deliver what is expected of them this summer transfer window. 3 days more to go. Monday before the window be shut. Yeah. Monday before the window be shut. So let's just trust these guys to get a job done for us. Ladies and gentlemen, there is no intention at Chelsea end to try to even hijack the deal. No formal bid made to RB Leipzig. And as things stand, we understand Chelsea hierarchy believe that they have been able to successfully bridge the gap between Chelsea and Manchester and Tottenham's, rivalry. Good relationship between the two clubs. And so Chelsea had no intention. Chelsea had no intention to hijack the deal, which might create problem between the two city rivals. Ladies and gentlemen, it is what it is. Now, I want us to quickly move away from that and go to some other important issues. Garnacho has arrived in London as Chelsea and Manchester United have signed all documents. The deal is completed club to club for £40 million plus sell-on clause, 10% sell-on clause. Medical to follow soon, hopefully today or tomorrow. Then Garnacho will sign his 7-year deal with Chelsea. Club to club, everything is already done. Only the medicals will take place, hopefully today. And the player will put pen to paper for his 7-year deal with Chelsea. So Garnacho to Chelsea, that one is sealed, is done. No issue with that. Come to think of it, Garnacho is a better player for Chelsea than Javi Simeon. Garnacho, with his experience in the Premier League, is an advantage. Javi Simeon can hit the ground running with Tottenham, but there's no guarantee to that. At least Garnacho, we've seen him play in the Premier League. Yes, you can say, well, in Manchester United he struggled, but the entire Manchester United football club is struggling. The entire football club, not just the team. The entire Manchester United football club is struggling, ladies and gentlemen. Yes. So let's have that in mind. Now, quickly, there might be a surprise. There might be a surprise name coming up very soon. And so let's keep our ears on the ground. Yes, there's just a surprise. Chelsea directors want to pull a surprise on us. As we was discussed last night. But I don't think that even without that surprise, Chelsea will be losing anything. In a sense that I think we are good to go. That surprise cannot change much within the current setup. If there's any surprise at all, I don't think that surprise player can change much within the current setup, cannot upgrade the squad in any way. They are all almost on the same level, on par. Pedro Neto, Joao Pedro, Gittins, Delap, that is the level we are. We are not buying any extraordinary, unless maybe Chelsea are going to pull the huge surprise by going for Rodrigo. And then I can say, well, it is indeed a massive upgrade. Or Kylian Mbappe, then I can say it's a massive upgrade, ladies and gentlemen. But when it comes to Javi Simeon, what I heard that Chelsea actually received a note. You know, when they were doing their verification, why they did not pull the plug was when they were doing their verification to finally conclude. They received a note, you know, on Javi Simeon, a report on Javi Simeon. According to Sport Bill, the Dutchman's attitude is causing problems off the pitch. His attitude causes problems off the pitch for RB Leipzig. The report claims that it's difficult to get through to the 21-year-old with advice, to advise him, and guidance because of his ego and belief in himself. And that this has led to unrest in the dressing room with RB Leipzig. It also claimed that Simeon is increasingly doing what he wants, with the attacking midfielder and his representatives reportedly cancelling or accepting media and sponsorship appointments as they please. So this report came to Chelsea some days back, and so Chelsea decided to hold on to monitor the situation very well. And as it stands, Chelsea did not even place any offer on the table. Ladies and gentlemen, now let's move on. Fabrizio Romano reports again on Jackson, and I want to point out, it is very likely Jackson stays. It is very likely Jackson. You remember after our last game, when we watched the lab, I said it that looking at the last performance, it is very likely Jackson stays. And it could be the reason why Chelsea did not place any offer. If Chelsea cannot pull any other surprise anywhere, Jackson stays. Now, that is my opinion. Bayern Munich are still in advanced negotiations with Chelsea over a loan deal for Jackson. Now, Chelsea have only one loan spot that remains. Have that in mind. So if Bayern are only pushing for a loan deal, it means that Chelsea might not be able to loan out other players if they need be. So we might end up having players still remain in the club and they will not be playing football anywhere. But Jackson, if Jackson remains with the club could make use of him. Do you get a point? So discussions are currently focused on the structure, including the option to buy and the loan fee up to 15 million euros. Bayern have also been informed that other clubs are attempting to hijack the planned transfer. However, Max Ebel continues to work on finalizing the deal. Deal is on. For how long? A loan deal is on for how long? If you want a loan deal, 15 million euro, that's about 12 million pounds. Pay it and get a player. Almost how long now? So that is, I'm thinking that it's very likely Jackson stays unless something happens tonight, tomorrow. Ladies and gentlemen, now, before I go to some other news, more importantly, breaking news, Chelsea has added Adam Wharton to the list of long-term targets. Tough deal to do before Monday, which is the final day of the transfer window. But that's one to watch closely, according to Jacob Burns. Yeah. Chelsea have added Adam Wharton to list of targets. Tough deal to be able to conclude between now and Monday, but anything can happen, ladies and gentlemen. So let's keep an eye on that. Breaking news. Fenerbahce part ways with Jose Mourinho as the Portuguese head coach won't continue at the club. Fenerbahce sacked Jose Mourinho. The decision has been made after missing on qualification to Champions League football. Ladies and gentlemen, my dear friends with Manchester United, there's a saying in Ghana that Sankofa, you can go back and pick it. You drop it, but you can still go back and pick it. Ladies and gentlemen, Manchester United, Jose Mourinho is available. The only savior, the only coach that can save Manchester United right now, that can bring back some life back into Manchester. Discipline. I hope you understand what I mean. Yes, it's Jose Mourinho. He's available right now. He knows how to play his games very well. He knows that Manchester United right now, they're special right now. So Jose United. I'm done. I'll see you guys all in the next one. Shalom and peace.